moment to check in with yourself. And notice how your body's feeling. Just spend this few moments just checking in with yourself. Perhaps noticing, becoming aware of what you'd like to work on today. What is it that you'd like to get out of your practice today? And if you're happy to let me know what that might be, or perhaps just be aware in your own self what that is. What would you like to get out of your yoga practice this morning, or this afternoon now actually? What would you like to get out of your yoga practice today? And then just noticing your breath. Noticing where you feel your breath in your body. Perhaps you notice your breath in your chest, or perhaps in your stomach, or maybe anywhere else in your body. And wherever you notice your breath is absolutely fine, absolutely right for you. Take a moment to tune in to the sensation of your breath. What does your breath feel like? What's the temperature of the breath? The texture and the rhythm. If your body feels tight or tense, or if the breath just feels a little bit laboured, maybe just giving your body a gentle shake. Just starting to become aware of your hands. Your hands will shake. And just start to take a few deep breaths. Shaking your arms, shaking your elbows, shaking your shoulders, maybe shaking your head a little, shake down your spine, shaking all the way down into your tail feather, all the way down into your legs, shaking down into the feet, shaking down into your toes. Okay. So once again, standing on your mat, spreading your toes wide, feeling down into your feet, feeling the connection between your feet and the ground beneath you. Perhaps focus your breath, feeling the breath in the belly, the hands. And then as you breathe out, just feeling the belly move away from your hands. So just tuning into that abdominal breath. So today we're starting in standing. We're standing with the feet hip distance apart. Just taking a few moments to draw the awareness inside of ourselves. Tuning into how your body's feeling this morning. Tuning in to the breath. Feeling the breath in the belly. Having your hands resting on your tummy. And so as you take your next breath in, inviting you to take your arms all the way out and only as up and as high as you feel comfortable to do so. And then as you breathe out, turn your palms down and float the hands all the way down. Turn the palms up as you breathe in, taking the arms all the way out and all the way up to the ceiling or just as high up as you can on your in-breath. And then breathing out, your hands floating down on your out-breath. Lovely, well done. So breathing in, extending the arms all the way out and up. Turning the palms down as you breathe out. Take a few more rounds. You're taking the breath into the belly, into the rib cage, top of the lungs. As you breathe in, stretch up through your arms, hands, and into your fingertips. As you breathe out, you're floating the arms down. Bring the belly back towards the spine and gently draw up through your pelvic floor. If you like, as you breathe in, the arms come all the way out and all the way up, perhaps lifting the heels a little way off the ground. And as you breathe out, take the heels all the way back down to the ground as you float your arms down to rest beside your body. And taking a few more rounds. Palms up as you breathe in, lifting up through the heels. And breathing out, lowering all the way down. Very nice, well done. So now I'm going to come into the chair pose or the thunderbolt. So again, standing with your feet hip distance apart. I've just turned so you can just see me from this angle, if that helps, just to demonstrate the lengthening out through the tailbone. So the invitation here is to breathe in, take your arms up in front of you, perhaps chest height, perhaps a little bit higher if you're comfortable with that. And as you breathe out, bending the knees, taking the tailbone back. As you bend your knees, imagine you're sitting down, you're coming to sit down on a chair. This is called the chair pose or the thunderbolt. Okay. When you're ready to release, take a breath in, stretch your hands up to the ceiling, and then breathe out, release the hands all the way down. Okay. So when you're ready, standing with your feet hip distance apart, spreading the toes so you're feeling your feet in contact with the mat. Take a breath in and lift up through your arms. Find a comfortable position where your arms can gently extend and you're extending out through your fingertips, but you're not pulling your arms out of the sockets. The arms drop down into the sockets. On an out breath, start to bend your knees. Tuck your tailbone. Take your tailbone all the way back. Put weight into your tailbone. There's not too much pressure on the knees. Breathing now deep into the belly. Inviting that movement into the abdomen. Breathing in, belly expanding, and breathing out, draw the belly back towards the spine. When you feel ready to release, use your in-breath. Come all the way back up to standing. And breathing out, relaxing the arms down beside your body once again. Closing your eyes for a moment and feel into your body and notice any sensations or feelings in your body, any effects of that practice. Let your breath settle and breathe into the belly once again. So we'll take one more round. Okay, feet hip distance apart. Take a breath in as you take the arms all the way up to the ceiling or to a comfortable position. Remember, we're not pulling the arms out of the sockets. The arms drop down into the sockets in the shoulders. On an out breath, bend the knees, take your tailbone back. Imagine that you're going to come and sit down on a chair. Keep your chin moving towards your chest. You're nice and long through your neck. And holding here for as long as you feel comfortable, as long as you can breathe and maintain this position. Perhaps you can feel the heat and strength in your legs, toning your ankles, calves and thighs. When you're ready to release, breathing in once again, stretching all the way up. This time, as you breathe out, I'd like you to bend the knees and take your chest all the way down towards your thighs, coming down into the ragdoll. So a forward bend. And then take hold of your forearms. So bend your elbows and take hold of your forearms. Release your head, your neck, and your shoulders. Forward bending here. Perhaps releasing the hands and bringing your fingertips onto the mat. As you breathe in, extending through the legs and extending through your back. Then using an inhale to take your arms out to the sides. Push into your feet as you keep your back straight. Come all the way back up. Take your hands all the way up above your head and bring your palms together into prayer hands. And then breathe out. Take your hands down to your chest. In front of your chest, lovely. In breath, we're going to take the hands up to the ceiling once again. Rotate the hands around so the hands are moving away from one another, extending all the way out, round and down. Breathing in, prayer hands come together, push the hands up towards the ceiling. Again, only using the range of movement that's comfortable for you. Okay, lovely, well done. We'll take another 3 rounds. Breathing in, extending up, all the way around, and all the way down. Brilliant, another 2. Breathing in as you lift up, and breathing out as you float the hands down. And one more time, breathing in, and breathing out. Lovely. Soften the knees, let your arms feel heavy. We're going to rotate now through the upper body. So letting your arms just feel heavy and floppy as you gently turn from the waist, keeping your knees and feet still, the base of your body still, as you gently rotate the top of your body. And the arms can gently tap your body as you rotate. Maybe gently tapping the chest and the kidneys, stimulating the lungs and your kidneys if you like, or you can just let your arms be long and floppy, stimulating the blood flow around the pelvic area. Just exploring the different positions of your arms. Lovely. Nice twisting sensation. Coming all the way back. All the way back to standing when you're ready. Taking all the time you need to come back to standing. Close your eyes, feeling down into the contact between your feet and the ground. Feeling your body breathing and noticing any sensations in your body. And now just stepping your feet slightly wider apart, maybe bringing your hands onto your hips. You're just going to gently slide the hips from side to side. Just starting to wake up the hips a little bit. Sliding the hips side to side. Notice how that feels in the hips, if there's any tension or tightness, any aches or pains. Or perhaps the hips feel quite soft and fluid. Okay, and then start to circle through the hips. Imagine you're drawing a circle around your legs with your hips. And gently increasing the size of the circle, moving into the hips. Really good. Changing direction. Rotating through the hips. All the way around. Lovely, well done. Coming back to stillness. Maybe sliding the hips once again side to side. Notice how your hips feel. Good, lovely. And again, coming back to stand, I'm going to circle through that shoulder socket. So taking the right arm up in front of you as you breathe in. Circling the arm all the way back and round behind you. So we're drawing a circle with this right arm. Imagining that there's light flowing out of your fingertips. And you're drawing circles of light. As you breathe in, you're starting the journey up the circle, completing that transaction on your exhale, completing those cycles, those circles. Breathing into the arm, socket joint, being aware of how that feels, awareness of your breath. Changing direction when you're ready. So taking the arm back now, then all the way up, floating down on the exhale. As you breathe in, you're lifting the arm up. As you breathe out, you're floating the arm down. Lovely. Resting the arm whenever you feel you've done enough. Take a moment, feel into the sensations in that shoulder joint. Any sensations down into the arm, down into your fingers. Notice if that feels different now from the left. So as we move the awareness over into that left arm, we'll take a breath in as we lift the arm up. Exhaling, taking the arm all the way back and down. So circling the left arm. Imagine you're drawing circles of light with those fingers. As you breathe in, you're starting that journey. As you breathe out, you're completing that cycle. When you're ready then, perhaps changing direction. Taking the arm back, up to the ceiling, floating it down in front of you. And bringing that arm all the way down to rest. Feeling into the left shoulder, into the sensations here. Notice how that arm is feeling. Lovely. And again, I'm just going to turn so you can have a look at where the hands, where I'm putting my hands. If my explanation isn't quite clear, just bringing your hands to rest on the back of your body. Going to move into a gentle back bend. So as we breathe in, we're lifting up through the sternum. As we breathe out, opening up through the abdomen, squeeze the shoulder blades together, moving gently back into your back bend. Take a few breaths here. And then breathing in, coming all the way back up and releasing your hands and giving your hands a little shake once again. Shaking your fingers, shake your hands, shaking your forearms and elbows, shaking into your shoulders, maybe a little shoulder shimmy. Shimmy all the way down your spine and into your buttocks, down into your legs, having a really good shake, down into your feet, down into your toes. Have a really good shake, waking up your body on a more sensory level. Brilliant, well done. So we're going to move into a asana, a yoga posture called Warrior One. Okay, so for this pose, I'd like you to come to the top of your mat, or if you've got a blanket, to the top of your blanket. And then, so again, I'm going to turn to the side. I'd like you to step back with your right leg. Okay, so you start off with your feet hip distance apart and you're in a standing position. And from here, take your right leg back. And you've got about 2 or 3 feet distance between that left foot, which is towards the top of your mat, and your right foot now, which is traveling towards the back of your mat. Turn the top half of your body, so your pelvis, if you had headlights on your pelvis, your lights are flashing forward towards the top of your mat, pointing in the same direction as your left toes. Make sure you've got weight in both feet. So the left foot is forward and the right foot is back. Great. And now we're going to take the arms forward, perhaps chest height or maybe to the ceiling, all depends how that feels for you. And then as you breathe out, we're going to bend that left knee. So we're keeping the body in alignment as you bend that left knee and you're sinking down through the hips. A nice hip opener. We're sinking down through the hips, okay? If your arms get tired, you can always rest your hands on your hips or maybe behind your back. Perhaps you're comfortable with your arms extending gently towards the ceiling, or perhaps you'd like to drop them down, extending out chest height. Whatever feels best for you is absolutely fine. Keep bending that left knee as you sink and open up through the hips. Breathe deep into the belly for your warrior one. Beautiful. Breathing in, stretch all the way up through your arms, straighten that left knee. Breathing out, relax your arms down. Turn your toes now so they're pointing in the same direction. Lovely. And then walk, step, shuffle or jump your feet back together. Well done. Take a moment, come to stand, take a breath. Perhaps your heart is beating a little bit quicker, or maybe your breathing rate has changed slightly, so just let your breath settle. And then when you're ready, we'll practice that on the other side. So now we'll be stepping back with the left leg. So your right foot is forward and your left foot is behind you. Turning the top half of your body, so your pelvis is facing the same direction as your right toes. As you take an inhale, take the arms forward and all the way up to the ceiling. And as you breathe out, bend that right knee and sink down to the hips. Keep opening up through the chest, breathing into the belly. Again, holding for as long as you can. If you feel you can sink down to the hips a little bit more, you may need to take that right foot slightly further forward. As your body softens and releases, you may get a little bit more movement down into the hips. Breathing in when you're ready to release, stretching all the way up. Breathing out, floating the arms down. Turn the right toes back, so your toes are facing in the same direction. And then walk, step, shuffle or jump your feet back together. Well done. Come to stand. Tuning into how your body's feeling in your standing position. Standing into Tadasana, perhaps closing your eyes or softening your gaze as you draw your awareness inside of your body and notice the effects of your practice. We'll come into the ragdoll just to soften that down a little bit and balance out the muscles in the back. We'll take a breath in as you take the arms all the way out to the sides, and then all the way up as high as you feel you can stretch up. But again, we're not taking the arms out of the socket. We're bending the knees then and folding forward and down, coming into the ragdoll. So bending the elbows and resting your hands on your arms and releasing your head, your neck and your shoulders. Releasing all the way down. Maybe starting to straighten the legs as you come onto your fingertips, lengthening out through the back. Taking the arms out to the sides, pushing down into your feet, coming all the way up. And exhaling back to your heart center. Lovely. So before we come down onto the mat, my invitation is that we'll come into the tree pose. So for this, you may want to take a little bit of support, or perhaps you've got a little bit of wall space you can maybe take for a bit of support if you need it. So in the tree pose, we'll be coming into a little bit of a balance. And again, opening up through the hips. So we've already warmed the hips up. We've already checked out the balance earlier on in the practice. So again, tuning in with whatever part of this feels correct for you. You don't have to do it all. Just do whichever part of this practice feels appropriate for you. So bringing your feet hip distance apart once again, spreading out through the toes. Feel the contact between your feet and the ground. Feeling the weight of your body evenly distributed between both feet. Move your weight into your left foot and release your right foot. Perhaps just keeping the right toes in contact with the floor and your right heel resting on that left ankle. And if you do have the back of a chair or a little bit of a wall space to just support yourself with, if you want to take that support, that's absolutely fine. We want to move the knee, this right kneecap now, away from your midline. So if you were to imagine a line drawn down the whole center of your body, you're moving your knee away from your midline. If you feel you want to, lift that right foot up, away from the ground. So the sole of your foot is resting on the inside of that left leg. Maybe you want to take the foot up a little bit higher to the inside of the thigh. Or maybe even into the inside of that left groin. Again, it's going to be different for everybody. And every day can be different as well. Every practice can be different. If you like, if you're comfortable, bring your hands back into prayer hands. Focus your attention on something in front of you that's not moving. And that will help to steady your balance. If you find you're a bit wobbly today, just take the toes, the right toes, to rest back down on the floor. If you'd like, extend out through your arms and your hands like branches growing out. Might be a bit of wobbliness going on, a little bit of a breeze, wobbling your tree. That's absolutely fine. Stretching out through your branches, through your leaves, connecting out. Take a few breaths, and when you feel ready, gently releasing. Come back to your standing position. Feel your weight evenly distributed between both feet. And take a breath. Good job, everybody. Well done. So now moving your weight over into that right foot. Spread the toes, feeling down into the feet. Bring your weight over into that right side. Release that left foot, maybe bringing the toes in contact with the ground so that your left heel gently rests on that right ankle. Perhaps you can rest the foot on the inside of that right leg, maybe down by the calf and shin, whatever feels appropriate for you. Maybe keeping some support, holding onto the wall or the chair, or perhaps releasing your hands and bring your hands to your heart center, prayer hands. Again, focusing your eyes on something that's not moving. And if you like, you can extend out through your branches. Through your arms and fingers. Making those connections outwards. And releasing. Woo, coming all the way down when you're ready. Well done. Come back to stand. Feet hip distance apart. Weight even between both feet. Take a breath or two. Tune into your body and how your body's feeling right now. Let's maybe come back into some hip circles just to release the hips a little bit. They've been holding us quite steady for quite some time now. So let's just release and soften into the muscles in that pelvic girdle. And other direction. Okay, brilliant. Coming back to stillness. Okay, so for the next part of this practice, you can either sit on the floor or sit on a chair. We're going to work the shoulders a little bit more, and then we'll come down onto the mat. So again, if you want to come straight down onto your mat, that's absolutely fine. Find a comfortable sitting position, or if you like, sitting on the bed or a chair, whatever is available for you. If you're sitting on the ground, it's quite often helpful to have a pillow or a block underneath the pelvis so that your pelvis can be higher than your knees. It takes the pressure off the back and enables your knees, your hips to open and your knees to come down closer to the ground. If you're sitting, please make sure your feet are hip distance apart and your feet are gently resting on the ground, not floating above the ground. If they're floating, then put a block or a pillow underneath your feet. So you have a firm foundation. And again, just draw your awareness inside of yourself now in this sitting position. Notice how that feels for you. How that feels for your body. Notice the breath. The gentle rise and fall of your breath. We'll take the arms up in front of us on an inhale with your palms up facing the ceiling. Breathing out as we bend the elbows, fingertips touch the shoulders. Breathing in, we'll extend out through the arms. Spread the palms and fingertips. Spreading out through the hands. Lovely, stretch the hands. Exhale, release the stretch from the hands. Bend the elbows, fingertips rest on the shoulders. And really tuning in to your breathing rhythm. moving your body in time with the breath. As you take a breath out, as you exhale, keep your fingertips resting on your shoulders. Bring your elbows together now. Breathing in as you lift up through your elbows. Take your elbows round and down as you exhale. Breathing in, bring the elbows together, lifting them all the way up. As we breathe out, round and down. So now you're drawing circles of light with your elbows. Exhaling all the way round and down. Taking 2 or 3 more rounds. And then we'll change direction. Take the elbows back, up, forward and down. So as you breathe in, take the elbows back, all the way up, together and down. Taking 3 or 4 more rounds. Relax your arms down when you feel you've done enough. Turn your palms up towards the ceiling, resting the back of your hands on your thighs. Lovely. If you're sitting on the ground, maybe extending your legs out in front of you. If you're sitting on a chair, what I'd like you to do is just to lift up your right leg, so straightening that right knee. We're going to work through the ankle joint. So we're just rotating that right ankle. So if you're sitting on the ground, you may need to extend your legs out and then just rotate that right foot. So you're working into that right ankle joint. So the hinge in the ankle, the joint in the ankle is a hinge joint, a bit like your wrist. So it's the same joint as your wrist. So predominantly moves up and down, although you've got a little bit of rotation in there. Okay. And each joint in your body is covered by synovial fluid, like sits in a little sac of fluid. And so when we experience kind of stiff or achy joints, it's quite good to do this practice. It's called Pawamaktusana. In yoga, it's some of the initial practices that you'll do. And these are very anti-rheumatic. So very good for just maintaining mobility in the body, in the joints. So you're circling that right foot, working into that right ankle joint, moving in both directions. So circling firstly in one way and then changing direction to the other. So they seem like little movements if there's not very much kind of going on, but actually, you know, there's quite a lot of work going on internally there. Resting that right foot when you're ready on that side and then moving over to the left. So straightening that left leg and working that, moving into that left ankle joint. Moving in both directions. Lovely. Little things as well, you can be sitting while you're watching a TV program, or little movements we can do throughout the day just to make sure that we maintain our mobility and health in the joints. When you're ready, bringing your feet back down onto the mat. And we'll bring our awareness all the way up the body into the head. And into the neck. So now imagining that from the tip of your nose, there's a ray of light, a laser beam of light, and you're going to draw a spiral on the wall in front of you, or you're drawing a spiral of light in the air in front of you. So you start to circle through your head, circling the head, working into the neck. And again, perhaps you notice some tightness or tension. Just breathing into the neck where possible. Again, changing direction when you like. And using a good range of movement. Starting to bring that all the way back to center. Just bring awareness into the neck, maybe taking that right ear all the way over to that right shoulder, opening up through the left side of your neck. Keep a gentle extension through your spine, lifting up through the sternum. You're activated through your body, right ear to right shoulder, opening up the left side of the neck. And breath into center, breathing out, left ear to left shoulder. Feeling the movement in the belly, noticing the breath. Good, and coming all the way back up when you're ready. Lovely. So we're going to come down onto the mats. Okay, so if you're all okay to come down onto your mat, we're going to come to sit now with the legs wide. So again, you might want a block or a pillow underneath you. So that you can lift the pelvis up and extend out through your legs. And the legs are wide. The knees can be bent if there's tension in your knees, and you can always bring some blankets underneath your legs if you want a little bit more support. It's absolutely fine. Okay. If you do decide to bend one knee, then bend both knees. It's good to kind of have it equal on both sides. Resting the hands in front of the pelvis, gently lifting up through the spine and relax the shoulders. Lengthen out through your neck by just bringing your chin gently down towards your chest. As you breathe in, lifting up through your body, and as you breathe out, walk your hands forward towards the top of your mat or your blanket, or away from your head. So you're walking your hands away from you, and you're starting to hinge forward from the hips. So we're not collapsing forward into a forward bend. We're just hinging forward, keeping the back quite straight. Place your hands down on the mat, maybe soften the elbows so that your forearms can get a little bit closer down towards the ground. And it doesn't matter how far away you are from the ground, wherever you are right now is absolutely right for you. So our aim here is to wake up those hamstrings in the legs, and everything in the body is connected. So we're flexing the toes back towards the head. So we're waking up the muscles in the feet, waking up the muscles in the back of the legs, stretching those hamstrings just a little. You might find a little stretch there in the legs, that's absolutely fine. But again, no need to overdo it. You want to feel comfortable and be able to breathe. And then we're hinging forward from the hips. So again, hip opener. And we're also extending through the back. So we're inviting some flexibility into the muscles in the back. So as you take your breath awareness into the back of your body, just notice the gentle rise and fall of your breath in your back. With each out breath, releasing any unnecessary tension or tightness, softening and releasing down where you feel you can. Maybe taking your hands onto your feet or onto your ankles or shin or maybe knees. And then gently coming forward once again. Okay, lovely, well done. Take the hands in front of you, gently walk the hands all the way back up to your sitting position. Now, if you like, you can keep your legs exactly where they are, or make any little movements and adjustments that will help you. Perhaps bending the knee and bringing the right foot to rest on the inside of that left leg, like we did when we were in tree pose, or very similar to that. So the sole of that right foot is resting on the inside of that left leg. If that's uncomfortable though, please release that leg and keep it out straight, okay? From here, resting your hands then, either side of that left leg. I'd like you to breathe in, lift up, and rotate your body, turn the top off of your body, so you're looking down your left leg. And the idea now is that we're going to come into a forward bend over this left leg. So as you breathe in, taking the arms out to the sides, all the way up as far as you feel you can stretch. Again, we're not taking the arms out of the socket, we're just gently extending. As you breathe out, folding forward and down that left leg, okay? It doesn't matter where your hands rest, maybe on the thigh, lower leg, maybe on the toes. Again, doesn't really matter. Just find that place where you can settle down into this forward bend, this folding forward. So if you just gently extend your right hand over that left leg and take hold of the outer edge of the leg or the outer edge of the toes, you'll increase the stretch. So if you take this right hand all the way in front of that left foot, take hold of the outer edge, you'll increase that stretch a little if you like. Again, if that's too much or if you've gone too far, just put the hand back somewhere on the leg is absolutely fine. And this left arm now can thread through, so it can go beneath the right arm and on top of the left leg, thread through and take hold of the heel. So your arms are kind of crossing just above the wrist. Again, folding forward and down. Keep that right sitting bone in contact with the mat. Maybe you're feeling the waist and that right side of your body opening a little bit. Breathe into that feeling of opening. And we're going to move into that sensation of opening a little bit more now. We're going to breathe in, take that right hand up to the ceiling. Keeping the left hand on that left leg. Lovely, well done. Open up through the chest, turning your head to gaze through the palm of your right hand, your right fingers extending up to the ceiling. Holding and breathing here for a few more breaths. And then taking this right arm all the way over past your ear so that the right fingertips move towards the left toes. Try to keep the chest open. The arm doesn't want to kind of drop down in front of you. Keep the arm lifting and extending over, so you want the chest to open. Make sure your head doesn't collapse off the top of your spine either. Keeping your head in alignment with the spine. Take a few breaths here. When you feel ready to release, take that right arm up to the ceiling as you breathe in very slowly and gently, coming all the way back up. We can do this for a bit of fun if you like, but again, don't feel as if you have to. Take the right hand behind your back now and rest that right hand on the floor behind you. On an in-breath, we're going to lift up onto that right knee. Take your left arm over past your ear and extend out through your left toes. Breathing here for a few rounds. And releasing all the way down when you've done enough. Oh, well done, everybody. Good job. Lovely. Very nice. Releasing that right leg, coming back to your sitting position, legs extending out, toes are flexed. We'll rebalance the muscles in the back and the spine by coming into a forward bend once again. So breathing in, lifting up through the spine, breathing out, walk your hands away from you. Bend the elbows, soften down through the forearms. Perhaps you want to take the hands onto the feet or ankles, or maybe you're happy where your hands are. Once again, breathing in, lifting up through the sternum. Extending through the spine, breathing out, folding down. And a few more rounds, breathing in, lifting up through the sternum. Breathing out. All the way down. Bring your hands back in front of you. Notice if you've come down a little bit more maybe. And then walking your hands all the way back up. Stacking up through the spine, coming back to sitting. And now we're going to bend this left knee and bring the left foot in to the inner part of the right thigh, if that's comfortable. Okay, so we're moving into that on the other side. So breathe in, lifting up to the spine, and as you exhale, rotating round to look down through your right leg. Your hands resting either side of that leg. And then take a breath in as you take the arms all the way out and all the way up. Breathing out as you fold all the way down. Breathing in, lifting up through your body a little bit, breathing out, folding down. Folding down over that right leg. And if you like, you can extend that left hand all the way across the front of that right foot, taking hold of the outer edge, if that's comfortable. You can also thread the right hand through, so above the right leg and below the left arm, and take hold of the heel. Again, focusing on folding and releasing down. Maybe feeling into the opening in the waist side of your body. Breathing in then as you take your left hand up towards the ceiling. And you can turn your head to gaze through the left palm. Take a few breaths here. And then extending that left arm all the way over past your ears. Lovely, well done. Holding here for as long as you feel comfortable. Keep extending that left arm all the way over. So I'm going to talk you through that side again. So the left foot rests on the inside of that right leg. We've lifted up the body and rotated through the top half of the body. We then took an inhale, taking the arms out to the sides and all the way up. And we folded down that right leg, coming into your forward bend. Extending extending that left arm across the front of the right foot to take hold of the outer edge, and the right hand then taking hold of the heel. Spend some time here resting and softening, and then when you're ready, we're opening up through the chest, taking the left hand up to the ceiling. Extending that left arm over, keeping the elbow in alignment with your ear, and extending those left fingers all the way over towards the right toes. Lovely, well done. Once you've done enough, take your in-breath, take your left arm all the way up, and then bring the left hand down behind you. Place the palm of that left hand down onto the mat. As you breathe in, lift up to your right arm, elbow in alignment with your ears, you extend all the way over. You're lifting up onto that left knee, extending out to the right toes. And then gently releasing down. Lovely. When you've done enough. Releasing that left leg. Take the hands in front of you once again. Take a breath in, lift up to the spine, and as you exhale, folding forward and down. Soften the elbows. And notice if you've come a little bit further forward this time. Maybe it's the same, maybe it's different. All is welcome. Take your hands onto the feet, or maybe the ankles, or any other part of the legs. We're breathing in as we lift up through the sternum, breathing out as you fold forward and down. Taking a few more rounds, breathing in, lifting the sternum, lengthening through the back, and breathing out, folding down. Bring your hands forward in front of you. Notice if you come down a little bit further now. And then walking your hands all the way back up. Ooh, well done. Bring the legs in. Give yourself a little hug. I'm just going to turn to the side so if you, so I can demonstrate the next part of the practice. And again, if you want to sit on a block, pillow or blanket, then please do so. But you want to feel your sitting bones in contact with the floor if you can. Okay, brilliant, well done. Going to work the abdominals, working the core a little bit now. So again, just do what feels comfortable for you. The first practice is to release the hands. So your feet are on the floor, hip distance apart, keeping a gentle elevation through the spine. Relax the shoulders and gently extend up to your arms. Just take a few breaths here. Notice how that feels for you in your body. Okay, and then releasing, and then taking your feet away from the mat just a little. If you feel you can, have a little check behind you, just to make sure that if you did lose your balance and you rolled back, you weren't going to knock into anything kind of sharp or anything that can do you any damage. So now we're sitting on our sitting bones and our feet are just gently lifting off away from the ground. Good. And then release your hands once again. So you're in that similar position as we started off in, but this time your feet are away from the ground. If you want to place them back down at any time, that's absolutely fine. Okay, lovely. Maybe take a little rest, bring that in, release. Notice how that feels. Good. And then finally, coming back into that practice, releasing the hands and straightening the legs. You can keep the knees slightly bent or straighten the legs completely. Okay, so it's called the boat. And works the core. Caution on the lumbar spine. If there's any niggles or pain, then please release your practice. And you want to breathe deep into the belly. Once you've done enough, bring that in. Give yourself a little hug. Lovely. And now we're going to move into the tabletop position. And then we'll practice the cat-cow breathing sequence. Really good for spinal health. So here you might want to pad your hands or your knees. We're coming into a tabletop position. So the hands rest underneath the shoulders and the knees are resting underneath the hips. And we're extending out through the whole length of the spine. Front of the feet grounding down onto the mat. As you breathe in, your tailbone moves up to the ceiling, your belly moves down towards the ground, and your chest lifts up and opens, opening up through the throat as you look forward. And as you breathe out, we're tucking the tailbone, tucking the belly up into the rib cage, spine arching, moving through the shoulder blades as you bring your chin down towards your chest. As you breathe in, we're releasing the belly down to the mat, chest opening, looking forward. Breathing out, tuck the belly, arching through the spine, chin towards the chest. And continue in your own rhythm and pace. When you're ready to take a rest, use your out breath, draw your belly in, bring your buttocks all the way back towards your heels. Knees can move apart as you drop or bring your forehead down towards the mat and relax your arms either side of your legs. So coming forward, dropping down onto the mat, gently resting in child's pose. Lovely, well done. And again here, really nice, just to focus on breathing into the back and sides of your ribs. Breathing into child's pose. Lovely. And then from child's pose, take your arms forward once again. We're going to breathe in as we lift up, knees are hip distance apart, moving back into the cat-cow or cat's breath sequence. We'll take about 4 to 6 rounds. Taking a breath in when you're ready and tucking the toes underneath your feet so that you push into the balls of your feet as you lift up through the pelvis, lifting up through the tailbone. And taking the dog for a little walk, just easing down to the heels. Lovely. Again, releasing down when you've done enough, coming back into child's pose. And coming to rest here, letting your breath settle. Then when you're ready, coming all the way back up and putting your warm clothes on or getting your blankets ready and your pillows. We'll come to lie down on the ground, ready for some relaxation. So putting your warmer clothes on or having a little blanket. So take a little time to make the necessary adjustments. Adjusting your clothes. Allow the body to settle and become still. So if you can, extending your legs out. If that's not comfortable, then bending the knees and resting your feet on the ground. You can maybe roll up a blanket and bolster that underneath your knees, behind your knees. Become aware of your body, your whole body. Becoming aware of the contact between your body and the ground. Be aware of the weight of your body supported by the floor. Allow the floor to support your body. Observe your body as it begins to grow steady. And with each out breath now, making, opening the mouth, breathing out through the mouth, making a sigh or a ha breath. And feel the body sinking down towards the floor with each exhalation. Then allow the breath to flow naturally and easily. Be aware of your breath as it flows. Don't change the breath. Just be aware of it. Be aware of the temperature of the breath. Be aware of the depth of the breath. Be aware of the rhythm of the breath. Be aware of the quality of the breath. With each out breath, feel the body melting into the floor. Breathing in as you bring awareness to your feet. Breathing out, letting go. Breathing in, bring awareness to your shins. Breathing out, letting go. Breathing in, bring your awareness to your kneecaps. Breathing out, let go. Breathing in, bring your awareness to your thighs. Breathing out, let go. Breathing in, bring your awareness to your abdomen. Breathe out, let go. Breathing in, bring your awareness to your solar plexus. Breathing out, let go. Breathing in, bring your awareness to your upper chest. Breathing out, let go. Breathing in, bring your awareness to your spine. Breathing out, let go. Breathing in, bring your awareness to your hands. Breathing out, let go. Breathing in, bring your awareness to your forearms. Breathing out, let go. Breathing in, bring your awareness to your upper arms. Breathing out, let go. Breathing in, bring your awareness into the throat. Breathing out, let go. Breathing in, bring your awareness to the back of your head. Breathing out, let go. Breathing in, bring your awareness to your jaw. Breathing out, let go. Breathing in, bring your awareness to your eyes. Breathing out, let go. Breathing in, bring awareness to your scalp. Breathing out, let go. Now be aware of your whole body, lying quiet and still. Breathing in, let go. Breathing out, let go. Let your body sink gently into the floor. Allow your breath to flow naturally. Let it take its own natural course. Let it complete its journey. With each out-breath, let go and feel your body sinking into the floor. Allow your whole body, your whole being, to come to rest in stillness, silence, peace, and relaxation. Lie still for a few moments. Enjoy the stillness. As you take a few deep breaths, just becoming aware of your fingers and toes. Maybe starting to give them a little wiggle, invite some movement into the fingers and into the toes, maybe into the hands and feet, stretching out through the arms and the legs. Breathing and stretching, moving your body in whichever way feels good for you right now. Waking your body up, becoming more aware of your external surroundings. Very slowly transitioning all the way back. Making your way up into a comfortable seated position. Comfortable seated position. We'll just finish with some palming, bringing the hands together, rubbing the palms, warming up the hands. And then gently cupping the hands over the eyes, inviting the heat from your hands all the way back to all the muscles around your eyes, deep into the eye sockets, all the way back into the mind space, all the way down the whole length of your spine, into your internal organs, into your whole body, feeling into the connection between your whole body. Opening your eyes when you're ready. And namaste. Thank you very much for sharing the practice with us today. Namaste.